and welcome back to Californiathon. So, up next right now is Kart by Snowfats, and on commentary will be Duke helping him out. Or should I say, being run by Garfield himself. He's even got his lasagna there, ready to go.
My favorite.
Welcome to the Dark Carnival.
So this is Garfield Kart. I have 5 stars. Trust me when I say that's not an easy task, to the point where most people will probably never have 5 stars and it's not their fault.
Only the lasagna cat himself.
Oh yeah, Ion gifted me this game.
Yeah, can we get a shout out to Based
the
Ion lasagna
We
train?
go back 150 cc's. All cup switches. There's 4 cups.
Would you like to explain the theming of the cups?
If you're a true Garfield aficionado, I'm sure you will recognize lasagna, pizza, hamburgers, and ice cream, all some of Garfield's favorite meals. Anyway, let's get on to the actual run here, which will be using boost items. I have a lot. And lasagna is going to be probably the most fun. I'll just talk about it. So, 3, it's going to be when I press the button here. So, 3, 2, 1, go. This is Garfield Kart. This is quite an amazing experience. Many people don't know it, but Garfield came out in the late 1970s, and that makes this actually the first kart racer game ever because it has Garfield in it. I mean, hello? Don't question me, okay?
Story checks out.
So, if you are familiar with Mario Kart games, this is going to be a pretty similar experience, except with a few noisy differences. One of the main differences is I'm not playing frequently as Mario. For the most part, I'm going to be playing as John Arbuckle because he is a very potent racer.
I've always wanted to ask, why does he wear the hat?
He wears the hat because the hat is extremely powerful. As you can tell, different from Mario games, you have gear that you can equip yourself with, and that's unfortunate. But you have gear that you can equip yourself with, which involves your racer, your cart, your spoiler, and your hat. Your hat gives different bonuses based on what items that you get. Your spoiler gives just general, kind of influence on how your car drives, so maybe it makes it move a little bit faster, or maybe it makes it... There we go.
Unfortunate.
There's the blue shell. Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Harry.
Oh.
Thank This is a speed run.
John's strength seems to be failing him.
But the Viking helmet is really overpowered. It's definitely the hat you want to be using because you may have noticed I got 2 lasagnas. I think they're mushroom lasagnas because you use them to go faster. It's like a boost item. And they're really important because the item that I got at the very beginning, you may notice that I got a bunch of little boost items. And those will influence how the race goes. So here it's basically like a burner card if you played MOBAs. And this makes it so that I'm much more likely to get lasagnas. More importantly, it unlocks the ability to get lasagnas, which are basically the boost item, while in first. Liz is lagging behind there. But get the boost item while in first place. Thank you for the not boost item. But you might notice also that this game is going to have a lot of weird air control, and 3 diamond. That's insane. This game has a lot of weird air control that I want to exploit. Why are there diamonds everywhere? I've never seen this many diamonds before. That's a first. That isn't bad omen, actually. It is a cursed diamond, I just want to say. But you have a lot of weird things going on in this game when you leave the ground, because on the ground, all the characters kind of act like generic archetypes that you would expect in kart racer games. So Harry, John, it started the archetypes. It was the first of its kind. So of course, all the other Mario Karts and like the Pac-Man Namco one are just going to copy it. But John, Liz, and Harry are the heavyweight characters. They're typically the ones that you want to speedrun with on account of heavyweight just has the highest... There's more invisible walls everywhere. There goes Harry. But they have the highest, top speeds in the game, and assuming you're really good like I am... Friendly reminder, I could get world record. Odie just threw an item in front of me and nothing showed up. And then there's a lot going on right now. I'm trying to explain things. Hey...
This is a bit of chaotic art.
Real fast, I guess I'll explain what happened there, is the blue shells in this game are kind of just an objective improvement over other games, which are not fun, where you will be constantly hit with nothing that you can really do about it. In this game, it just throws up 3 UFOs that will end up kind of stopping in front of your racer, on the track. And it's a 1 in 3 chance whether you make it or not. If you don't, you get stuck in place for 3 seconds, and it's terrible. If you do get through it, though, then it's pretty much like nothing happens. So it's like, imagine a blue shell, but there's only a 1 in 3 chance that anything will happen there.
Is this just like a 1 in 3 chance dependent of any skill involved?
I've looked forever and never found any difference between it.
The fabled blue shell skill.
One day we can figure it out. But there's a lot of... I landed on the track. I disagree with the game there, but I mean, Garfield really takes priority here. I'm going to trust his opinion on this. Jim Davis himself programmed this game, so I think he knows more about this than I do.
Is this his masterpiece?
This is his magnum opus, yeah. This is why he doesn't draw Garfield anymore.
He doesn't draw Garfield? The spin-off?
Garfield. Sorry, it was a Freudian slip there.
It's okay.
But there's so much to explain, so little time. These races, you can tell, go by very quickly depending on how the race goes. Something you noticed there is I got hit with a banana, but I actually managed to... Oh, that's a cool item, too. I'm going to talk about that.
Huh.
But I got hit by a banana. And normally in kind of kart racer games, they make it so that if you're not skilled, you can kind of just mash a button. And that will allow you to kind of... I'm going to make that jump to make sure I make this. I was trying to hit a boost the first time, but he tried so hard with that green shell. It's not enough, but this is lightning, basically.
This is Euro Truck Simulator.
This is basically just a better version of Euro Truck Simulator. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of Garfield strips that are about trucks. So I mean, name one thing that like exists. I'm certain Garfield has covered it. It really was just like entrepreneur in every single field.
World War One.
Yeah, he covered that.
Biochemical weapons.
Pretty much, yeah. He has a dark past. We
John's
don't talk
pipe.
about it. Yeah, don't look in his basement. Like Jim Davis has actually made jokes about don't look in his basement because if you're a fan of the old Garfield comics like I am, you might notice a character missing from this game. Everyone's favorite character, Lyman. He's dead. I'm sorry. It's just...
I can't believe Garfield Kart is how I found out about this.
Yeah, but no, that's... Oh, please not like this.
Oh no.
That was a feather. You can drop them in this game. You can basically drop most anything in this game. Can we not, Odie, please? Odie,
It's competitive.
can we not? There, enjoy your bomb. I'm sorry. That's how it has to go. Dog misbehaves. You gotta train them really. But you may notice that even though I'm getting kind of bodied all over the place, I'm still more or less in first place. That's because unlike other kart racers, there isn't really like a rival system in this game where like it kind of picks one or maybe just like a few AI to seriously challenge you. To this game, it's really just like all the AI are more or less existing in the same area as you, and that's more than challenge than you ever would want. Especially at the beginning of every race, I really want to pull ahead of them because if I don't, they're going to keep dropping items randomly. I've also proven the AI don't need to hit item blocks to drop items. Like, I've seen AI throw 3 items in a row that they couldn't possibly do, and I've seen them throw items before hitting an item block.
So would you say this is scientifically proven to be a cheat run?
Yeah, this is actually a cheat run. Well, the
Okay.
fact that I'm beating them means that I'm truly skilled. These are all just filthy grind monkeys. This is how you speedrun a video game, by the way. We not with the pies, thank you. Oh, speaking of pies.
Skill is off the
The boost item that I paid money, not real money, unfortunately. I wish there was a pay-to-win system in this game. But I paid money to get the lasagna boost item. That's gonna be not like this. Don't do it to me.
Oh,
I like how the
Savagery.
middle one moved to the side. When there's 3 in the... Don't. Please. When there's 3 in a row like that, you really want to kind of focus on one and, like, pray for the best on account of if you hit 2, from what I can tell, it seems to, if one of them is a bad one, to just kind of prioritize that one. Oh, thank you for that. Oh, I needed to mention that item. That's right. That's a cool item in this game, like, unironically, would be the, like, magic wand that they're once in a while using. Like, he just missed horribly there because he's bad at this game. Can't believe him. But what that does is it shoots a projectile forwards, and if that, like, collides with somebody, you instantly swap places with them, which is kind of interesting, not particularly useful. Thanks for hitting that for me. Because I'm going to be ahead of the AI, like, for the majority of everything, because I don't know if you can tell, but the AI's rubber banding is interesting in this game. If you're right next to them or pulling ahead of them, they kind of play like normally, and their normal is kind of just cheating good. To the point where characters who are using unoptimal carts and unoptimal spoilers with unoptimal characters will still have higher tots. I love the way Harry dances here.
he's feeling himself.
He's feeling something. I don't know.
It's
I don't
the
remember.
lasagna hidden.
Sell it to win. Yeah, you can unlock items by playing through like various trophies. There's also dailies in this game. Oh wait, no.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's telling me that I'm poor.
Are you on
that I'm
that
supposed to
Garfield
buy
grind?
this. You have no idea how long I had to grind to get these. And this level is the first one with serious major skips. You're gonna pretty quickly find out why you can't lose in this game. And that's because the AI rarely ever go for skips, rarely ever. So even though their stats are broken, they rarely ever go for skips, they rarely ever drift, and they never take unintentional skips. And unintentional skips are a huge part of this game's run. So I just want to quickly take these turns way more efficiently than the AI could ever hope to. And, oh man, please not like, no, get that bomb away from me. And we're gonna just boost here and bunny hop our way down.
I think
It's very important timing there. You can't just mash like a madman.
they heard you talking mad.
It's very skilled. I've never gone over that before.
Oh, congrats.
Oh, there they go. Not like this. Oh, please go left. Something I want to point out about the UFOs is that, thanks, really helps me out. All 3 in a row. I couldn't really do anything to avoid that. But there you go. You think she's hitting the wall. Like, I didn't even do anything about that. That's just on you, Arlene. Excuse me. I'm just gonna take the turn like a not degenerate. Oh, thanks. Something interesting about this level is the AI tend to break on it, and sometimes they will use a boost item to try getting across this boost here, but they like to veer left into the wall and get stuck indefinitely. That's really good for me because that means basically one of the AI is out of commission for the entire race. The only downside of that is that whenever like they get an item because they're cheating scum, it's very likely they're going to be in last place, so it's like more than certain that they're going to throw some really crappy stuff my way. Good news about that though is when they do something like that and throw a red shell, it's not that big a deal because it's likely just going to hit right into the wall. Can you move, Arlene, please? Oh my goodness, this is why I don't invite you in my house. It's canon. John does not invite her in, she just breaks in. This is not how I wanted this to go.
Enjoy your jam.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
Interesting thing. Yeah, the blue diamonds are. She's hitting walls again. Like she's bad. Come on. And like, I'm truly the skilled runner. Can I beat you still? I'm not sure if I won that one. I did.
Nice.
First place,
Frame
easy
perfect,
every
baby.
time. But you can absolutely bunny hop in this game to maintain speed. It's technically faster to do that like every time you take a turn. Like if you get more or less frame perfect bunny hops, which you have to be really skilled to do that, and like a turn like this, I could just keep frame perfect. These are all frame perfect inputs. You could just keep doing that and you'll actually maintain speed. I was so close to all of them. He just drops the diamond to taunt me. And even though you have tracks like this that are more or less straightaways that you'd think the AI are going to be really bad on, because you don't want to be near the AI, because although characters in this game follow weight archetypes, not like this.
Please.
No,
tried.
at least we hit her.
You took somebody with you.
And then you can see her like kind of pulling ahead of me there. But once I get the boost, she's gonna fall behind because these turns aren't sharp enough for the AI to try anything. I'm glad, by the way, that I paid money to get more lasagnas and I keep getting springs. Springs are very rare items to get in first place. They let me go for this intentional skip though. Look at this time save. Yeah.
Insane.
Look at that. Odie, I needed that. Come on, man. But, ooh. Yeah, the AI are a lot better with some of the items than I am because I don't play this game like that. I play this game to win. And you can tell by these turns. There we go. If I keep getting lasagnas, I can pull away in these straightaways, and once I'm far enough ahead, the AI basically can't stop me. Like, even if they throw UFOs, like, throw all the UFOs you want. I've already won. But, please, thanks. Really helps me out. But it's really nice also about the UFOs, I guess something I'd throw out about them, is that they only ever stop on the road, which there's many parts you may notice where there's kind of off track. Many levels are going to get seriously wide and have a lot of off-road capability. And although you slow down a lot while on off-road, oh, he had a star for a second there. Although you slow down while off-road, hey, let me land that. Oh,
Nice.
I'm legendary. He immediately throws a red shell out of vengeance. I can't believe this. This is
Just clip it on the
this
corner.
is just,
Oh, please.
it is possible to clip it. I got the lasagna,
You
so
got
I'm
the
gonna be right
redemption
back in this.
lasagna, though.
Boom.
It's okay.
There's nothing you can do, Harry. I'm better than you. This game is how I feel better about my life. I'm sorry. But you're gonna see definitely. I'm gonna be abusing going off the road a few times, like majorly skipping quite a bit of parts of tracks. but most importantly, I'm going to be doing it just a little bit. It slows me down going off-road, but it typically saves enough time on account of I can make up for it by avoiding the UFOs entirely by going around them. This is one of the few levels we don't use lasagna on because there's a lot of turns and there's a few areas where jumping is useful. We get the spring one. Hopefully I don't get, like, you know, not springs now. Thanks. I did a tactic there called sandbagging, which is also known as going into last place to try get better luck on your items, and I didn't. So, excuse me real fast. Thank you for... He actually bumped me into the air, and in order for you to start another drift, you have to go airborne a little bit, and then hold the A button. So them actually bumping me right there on that slope allows me... Thank you for the 0 springs. That's... I paid money for this. Do we get it? Up. Okay, now we'll use it up here. That was very dangerously close. But these springs are very useful on this level because there's major things I can skip over. And the two are, one of them is like a small kind of like, I swear they stopped, but right here is one of them. If I can not hit an invisible wall, easy.
Ooh, nice.
Every time. You can clap for that. That was incredible.
Put them like
Another one here. Oh no. I'm just gonna show this one off on account of I couldn't make it with. There's 2 lightnings active at once. I didn't even know it was possible.
It's a long map.
Yeah.
You know, okay.
Yeah, hang on. Oh, don't hit me.
Worried there for a second.
Oh no, not like this. You can tell what I was trying to do. I was gonna go over that. Don't worry, I'm going to win. They can't stop me, even if I come in 6th place, even though I likely won't, because the AI's rubber banding in this game is very generous. If you're around them or like ahead of them, then they're going to... Ooh, I got the spring for the last one. That's nice. If you're around them or ahead of them, then they kind of like move more or less normal speed. But if you're way behind them, they slow down a lot. And this can be... Can we not with this? Okay, thank you.
Nice recovery.
And it's really important that you... I don't know what launched me up there. I didn't have another spring.
It was just the joy.
He's just so excited.
Just so happy to finish.
Are you excited to be here? I'm excited to be here.
Oh, I'm excited.
I have
excited to
a
be
meeting.
here.
Ask, is this like this unbridled savagery common for the AI?
Oh,
or is
this is a
exceptional?
very brutal game. You can
Okay.
expect to be shafted left and right, but this is a race that has a lot of boosts and a lot of turns that the AI never drift on. So I'm basically, even with the worst items, more or less guaranteed first place. And an important thing is that because you only really gain like more or less even amounts of items, not items, points at the end of a race, and all that matters is coming first place in every cup, it's really easy for me to just like win hard on all these like super free racetracks and come into a tie with anybody else if for some reason I don't win on the other ones. And in the case of a tie, the player just default wins. Normally the game kind of like picks and chooses. It's like, oh, both of you guys got second place, but this guy wins because it's like alphabetical order or some stupid thing like that. Right there I held A and I'm able to keep my, even though I didn't have that drift, like I basically left the ground, I was still able to keep it going because I held the A button.
Air drifting.
This game, yeah, it has air drifting. Oh,
Oh.
I don't even know how I did that. Oh, there we can see some bunny hopping and
Discovering
directly into the red
new
shell
kinds of
tech.
drifts
This is some
as we
good
speak.
tech. Oh, hey, I didn't even know there were items here. It goes on the left side. It's slower. It's okay. This is going fine so far. I'm still way ahead of everyone else. And you more or less see me throwing away anything that's not an item that I want, which is more or less only going to be lasagnas or springs. It is pretty nice idea to keep them just in case enemies throw like items at me, but they rarely ever throw items that I can't deal with. So it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Woo. Look at that jump. Beautiful. You guys can clap for anything that you find impressive in this run, by the way. There's going to be a lot of tech going on. Thank you for the clap, like the one guy clapping. He's my only real friend in this room.
What about Garfield?
I am Garfield. Well, it's not going to be my friend for long. He's not going to be there, I'm sorry.
It's more of a romantic
But you also
interest.
notice that I like to boost and then go over big jumps. That's not just because it looks extremely cool and cinematic in this game, but it's, oh, thank you. It's a real ego boost for me. But it's also because you maintain your, like you slow down when you're on the ground, so you'll maintain that boost speed in the air. So you'll actually be more or less saving time, like at all times you're boosting in the air. See, like I was getting bodied that whole thing and I still win by 1 point. Even if I didn't win by 1 point, I would have tied with Arlene, who's wearing a chef's hat. She's also driving Harry's car with Harry's spoiler. I get really triggered when the AI drive bad cars, because it's like, there is a lot of optimization in this game. Like, you don't think it, but oh man, this is a really intense game. Like, these items I buy, you have no clue how hard that was right there. Oh, this is Play Misty for me. This has probably the most interesting skip in the game because this level has something that, like, the first time I played through this, I was like, I wonder if that works, and I tried it. Normal doesn't even have a hat or a spoiler. He's like the poor person who's trying to play with all the cool people right now. Out of my face.
Oh no!
Oh, they both hit into the wall because that
It's
item's
back to
terrible. Because, like, when you hit somebody and you replace with them, you don't, like, change your direction or anything. So it's like, there we go. Yeah, we're going out of bounds, more or less. Thank you for that. You're going to see that, hopefully, 2 more times.
Do we have to clap every time?
You do have to clap every time.
Okay.
It's legal, I think.
We'll
It's
see
not
it.
the hands are tied, Charity. So, thank you for that. I'm still first place because this game's great. Look at that. Boom. Oh, I have a spring. I could use, and now I can't, but I could have used an intentional skip up here, which does kind of the same thing I did there, but worse in every way, because rather than going left and cutting the corner, you go right and make the turn longer. Right here in front of me. I hit the mic, sorry. Right there in front of me. I freaked out so much I couldn't make that turn anymore, but I would go around the right side over the water, and that's terrible because that's a longer path because I'm turning left. I don't know why that skip is in the game, because, I mean, why is that skip in the game? But I hope this doesn't. Thank you.
Bro.
There's a few areas in many. I almost fell through the ground there. You don't know how scary that was. You do not want to turn your cart sideways in this game ever, because there's kind of collision on like the front and sides of your car, and there's collision on the bottom of your wheels, but not on the side of your wheels. And your car's body was never intended to interact with the ground. So if you happen to hit the ground sideways, you likely fall right through.
So your wheels are your only grounding in reality.
Yeah, pretty
in the
much.
realm of Garfield.
Garfield is definitely
Oh.
unhinged, if you know what I'm saying. Excuse me. Easy every time. I'm a legend. Thank you for clapping. Thank you for the pie. I just want to say I picked up 3 items there and got 2, even though I threw the other ones. Boom. First place every time. Oh, thank you so much. Arlene and Normal don't have anything. Like, how did they get in? I wouldn't allow them in if it was me. Ooh, this one has another one where you'd think there would be awful invisible walls everywhere, but there aren't. So the 3 major boosts on this one are, one of them is, that's the wrong direction. What are you doing? At least I got the spring. But you'd think you can't just go up this hill, but you can. And there's first place again. Like, oh, second. Ooh, who's ahead? You. I'm not gonna let you get away. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, he just bunny, like, stomped me. But because I only got 1 spring, I kind of have to go for a very risky strat here, which is going to be making this jump unassisted. This is basically TAS only. I'm a legend, though, so of course I can do it. Thank you for the clapping. If you want to really clap for something, you can just look at this. Games.
That was okay.
Yeah. Oh, I should show off the skybox in this level, because this level, I don't know why, it has a literal skybox. There is a box, that big black thing, like black-blue thing in the sky, that is an actual box that's just like moving around. I can just bunny hop up the hill and save most of my speed. But that bounces around. I think that was to kind of make the transition between night and day, but it's not very seamless because you can see the box twisting in just disgusting manners. And honestly, I got scared the first time I saw that. I really didn't know how to respond, because looking at that, what is that? I've never seen that in another game, but that just really goes to show the boundaries that Garfield Kart was breaking, the challenges they had to overcome. Boing, easy with the spring. I'm gonna try showing off the skybox a little better here. There it is. That beautiful skybox moving around. And I still made it. I wasn't supposed to make that. I was supposed to fall out of bounds, but I mean, I guess I'm that good. You can clap for that if you really want to. You don't have to.
Okay.
I mean, okay. You were supposed to clap, but... Oh, hey, can I do this? Thank you. No, never mind. I hit an invisible wall, but you kind of saw what I was talking about. Oh, thank you. It's just ruined my day. But Normal, I think, is stuck on something. You can see on the left side, he's kind of lagging behind by a notable amount. I'm not sure what's causing that. We might pass him here and see what the hubbub is about. My guess is he's just bad because, I mean, not everyone can be a legendary god gamer. I don't have a spring this time, so I'm going to have to do this unassisted again. I really got it easy every time. Oh, okay, I went out of bounds there, so I kind of slow down a little bit. You can lose your drift in a couple ways in this game. Number one way would be getting hit by something. Oh. That was out of bounds, I guess. Hey. Oh. No. Oh. But when you start a drift, if you bump into any walls, the drift will immediately end. If you get hit with any items, the drift will immediately end. And if you slow down too much, the drift will immediately end. So it's pretty tricky, especially when near the AI, to keep your drift going. And I don't know if you can tell, but you can charge up the boost. Basically, you know, like Mario Kart Double Dash, how you can kind of charge up your boost to different colors? I don't know why he went off-road specifically to ram me. But you can charge up your boost to like different colors. Like, let me show them off a bit here. Yeah, it starts blue and then it goes to white and then it goes to red. And you basically only ever want blue because there's boosts like don't make you move any faster in this. They just last slightly long. What a dick. But they last slightly longer. And that's pretty important because you can just, like, in any time that you would want to get boosts off, it's significantly better for you to get as many boosts off as you can. Like, right there, he kind of charged up a big red boost, and I'm now ahead of the guy who was ahead of him because I just did, like, 4 quick boosts. And I'm just going to keep jumping from topic to topic as they show up because I can't think straight right now because it's 4 a.m. I'm running off of an energy drink. I've got important school things to do in a few hours. But here I am.
You've got a lasagna to eat when you're
I
done.
do have a lasagna. By the way, the lasagna on the side of the screen here, we currently have a unknown donation going here. Donation incentive, we're at $1,266. If we hit $1,500 before the end of this run, I will sit in the background in this costume eating that entire lasagna just for you. Specifically for whoever breaks it. I'm just going to shout you out and then just chow down on the lasagna, just like everyone's favorite orange tabby trademark that... Not like this, no. I had to bunny hop to keep speed, but unfortunately you can't really turn while bunny hopping in this game because unlike like Mario Kart 64 where you can kind of turn a bit off track while hopping to maintain a lot of your speed, this game is skill based and you can't just cheat it like that. This is a true speed run. We don't allow any cheat runs in this. I run the Garfield Kart leaderboards on speedrun.com. I'll ban you. It's happened before, okay? Oh, like that. The UFOs stopped like way behind me and on the side of the road there, so I can just go right past them. So unfortunate person in like second place is going to get hit by that, which is really only going to cement my victory even further. I dropped a bomb behind me there to stomp that red shell before it could do anything to me. And that's why it's a good reason to keep those items, but you can have 2 items in your inventory at a time. I would like to keep those slots open as much as I can for really useful items like boing. Isn't that fancy? That's not fast. I want lasagnas game. I paid for lasagnas. Give me them. Anyway, there's a few races that are like this one that are more or less, there's not really any major skips, but because, like no huge interesting skips, I should say, but because, like, you can go off track so much and get so many optimal boosts the AI can't, it's a free win. Pasta Cosa Factory is not only the most technically impressive level in the game, it's also by far the most difficult. Because this level, funnily enough, usually the levels get easier as the run goes on because they kind of just made them longer and expected that to make it harder for the player. But they added in way more skips that are like, I don't know how they didn't expect anybody to go for something like this, but that easily cements me in first place. And just in case that wasn't enough, I can do that through the wall. And now there's no chance they'll ever beat me pretty much. And the AI can go for some of those skips, but as I've mentioned before, the AI aren't as good as human players. I'm effectively a TAS at this point. But since they're not as good as human, let me thread this needle real fast. I didn't thread the needle.
Yeah, I was waiting
Since
for that
I can
one.
do a backup strat because I have a lasagna, though, if I can make this turn perfectly. I fell through the world, unfortunately. There's nothing that could have been done about that. It's actually impossible to avoid. It is, trust me. I'm a skilled gamer, but I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
I thought you were a gun gamer.
I'm both, okay?
Okay. Skilled God?
Is God skilled? Does that count? Oh, omnipotence? I'm not sure. It's like playing life on easy mode. Unfortunately,
You know, Garfield
I'm playing on
Kart
150cc, and that's
gets
hard
us
mode
to,
in this game. Can we not?
ask all the
Love me?
important questions.
Let's go through that. Oh, you can't go
Oh,
through that.
God.
Every time you play this game, it's a truly learning experience, like, in all honesty. That's one of the main reasons I keep up with this game, is because it always keeps me coming back.
Please,
Just-
thread the needle for me.
I'll thread the needle just for you.
Thank you.
Here we go, look at this needle.
Unthreaded.
Even if you make it all the way through here, you're very likely to hit the wall on the other side and come to a dead stop, but that's still faster than going around. So I'm going to do a little bit of off track here with some frame perfect mashing there. You can clap at that. That was extremely impressive. Thank you very much. It really helps me out. And it's really nice when you get actual lasagnas like I'm getting now, because you want that at all times. That's why I pay specifically to get them. That's why I'm wearing the Viking helmet, which gets me more lasagna. You may notice I'm typically getting like 2 lasagnas at a time. That's because I'm wearing a golden Viking helmet. By the way, items have tiers in this game as well. If you didn't think there was enough complexity, oh man. MOBAs, step aside.
Alright, good enough.
I threaded the needle, okay? We're getting progressively safer as this goes on, because this game is extremely difficult.
Delicate threading.
Here we go. I hope the game doesn't put me in last. There we go.
Nice.
I don't know why, but off track here, you know that one Mario Kart 64 level where sometimes when you're near... Oh, look at this box right here. Oh, man. That's the victory cup in the background.
Being awarded to a lamppost.
They could have put that anywhere else. They chose to put it here. The game hasn't crashed yet. I'm really happy that it hasn't, because I have some interesting splash art.
Did you just unlock a new hat?
Maybe?
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. It really helps me out. I already own everything in this game. That's why I have 5 stars. To get 5 stars, you need to beat every cup in first place for 50cc, 100cc, and 150cc. This is an unintentional skip that... This is what I mean when the levels get later on, that it becomes easier. They make the levels way bigger, but they add in all these stupid skips like that they didn't think anyone would take. That makes it more or less impossible to lose. Mostly because I'm an extremely skilled gamer, I'm able to signal that out. Like you saw how precise that was. And I'm able to just barely skeet my way up there. If I wasn't capable of doing, they're coming for me, but they're not going to stop me because I'm going to get out of bounds soon. Or they can stop right in the door where I can't.
Nice.
That's
all
what I meant.
All skill, baby.
All skill. I'm legendary. It's just incredible, man.
I think this is the first appearance of Garfield so far, by the way.
Yeah.
He's taking his sweet time.
There's many characters. I think I mentioned before, kind of started listing off names before getting interrupted by some hot speed tech. And thank you for the lack of lasagna, by the way. Really helps me out. But the characters are everybody's favorite characters, you know, Garfield, Odie, John, Nermal, Harry, Arlene, and Squeak, that's it. A few of them are lightweight characters, which are typical. They set the standards for lightweight characters to follow, which is their, you know, fast acceleration, good turning, but low top speed. Then you've got the kind of midweight characters like Garfield. Despite being a fat tabby, he's still just a cat, so he's only classified as midweight. John, Liz, and Harry are classified as heavyweight characters. And it's strange to classify characters as having weight in this game, because I think it was just a limitation of the engine at the time. Back in, I think it was 1979 when Garfield was invented, when Jim Davis was first programming this game. They didn't have as good physics on computers back then, so he wasn't truly able to add in a weight system to this, so everybody bounces each other around equally, which you'd think would make light characters really overpowered because you could knock heavy characters out of the way. But there is no good way to be knocked around, because even if you slam into somebody as a heavyweight going like top speed and they're just stationary lightweight, you both get knocked back a crazy amount and it's miserable. Also, you may have noticed I have to play this game with both the mouse and the controller because, again, Jim Davis was more of a cartoonist, not exactly an excellent programmer. He was pretty much legendary in the way that he formed Linux and, you know, Mac and Windows. He basically was the basis for all of those. However, he still... there were limitations of the time. I'm just going to avoid those. Yeah, you can have fun with those. Really helps me out, man. But there were still limitations of that, so I don't even remember what I was going to say. I'm lying about half the time, by the way.
I think it's the monster lying at this point.
It is the energy drink. That's the only reason I'm conscious. I'm actually... Legally, I would be classified as a zombie right now, but I don't think the charity wants us referring to me as that, so I'm a special individual at this moment. Man, I need to avoid actually jumping here. As much as I would love to jump at that boost, I'm actually unable to do that, because if I did, I would miss these items. You may notice, again, this is supposed to be a very difficult later level, but because there's so many off-road things that they'd never expected anybody to try, probably because I think the intended audience for this game, this is on 3DS or on Steam. I suggest getting it on Steam because it goes down to less than $1 typically on basically every Steam sale. I don't know why. I think Jim Davis is just a very giving person. But you can pick this game up very quickly. It's not a particularly difficult speedrun to get into, to like really want to start learning more. Of course, this is a very difficult game to master. And, you know, I'm glad that this isn't the all cups, all CCs, because that means I'd have to keep doing this for 2 hours. I can't do that anymore. I'm sorry.
I think the suit would just take over at that point.
Oh man, yeah. At some point, the suit would just engulf me.
I think it's already nearing that.
Garfield, dude. I do actually crave some lasagna, so I'm really hoping that we get and rake in that money. I can just see the donations are pouring in right now. I'm sorry that I haven't had much time to read donations because, I mean, there's been way too much going on at this point. So, off track. Oh, baby. That's what I mean, by the way, that slowing down enough breaks your... slowing down enough breaks your drift. However, if you don't slow down too much, you can still manage to get your drift off, even though you go off-road for just a bit. For the next level, that's going to be extremely important because I'm going to try charging up a drift, drifting straight into off-bounds, and during that drift, charge up another drift. This is basically like nested drifting at this point, if you know anything about nested looping. We start gaining some exponential turning capabilities at that point, and I can make more or less a 90-degree turn while out of bounds. No, you don't. I'm sorry, but can we not? I'm sorry. Okay. Fun fact, these levels in the Ice Cream Cup are actually locked at the beginning, and you have to beat every other cup before you can unlock the Ice Cream Cup's levels. But if you go, there's a bunch of puzzle pieces hidden throughout the levels that unlock pictures. Completely unrelated to the game, they just unlock pictures. Imagine like the keys or like the coins in Diddy Kong 64, except completely inconsequential and also not hidden. And that's basically it. You get to see various more or less like fan art of Garfield, like in various situations. And it's weird too, because this game is predominantly based on, there's multiple timelines for Garfield. This one's predominantly based on the, I need to focus a little bit. There we go, easy every time. I'm legendary. There we go. Just gonna boost right there, and there's nothing the AI can really do to compete with that strategy, so this is another free. Funnily enough, for the final track, you'd think it'd be hard. All of the levels in the final cup are basically free. And I make sure to not boost here this time so I can hit that boost. That saves time. I think I was lying about Jim Davis. What was I going on about? Timelines. Yeah, there's multiple timelines, and this one takes place in the kind of the 3D cartoon, the really creepy 3D children's cartoon timeline. That one is kind of odd. I'm not too familiar with it. I'm more familiar with the original versions of Garfield that were, you know, like the comic releases. I went over that. I'm not sure how, but...
I see.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is like a sort of skate park, so I had to get some sick air in here. Shoutouts to the Tony Hawk speedrunning community, especially to my boy Moofin, who forced me to speedrun one of his disgusting games. I'm going to make him speedrun this as revenge. And more or less, this game, that might be why you've actually noticed that if you're a fan of the comics like I am, you probably wonder, why does every single cup have an Egyptian-themed level in this game? I want to take all these because I'm greedy. You might wonder why all of them have an Egyptian-themed level, and apparently, in the alternate universe lore where Garfield and Odie are friends, that's the main way, is like that you can tell the timelines between games, is that Garfield and Odie are friends in the 3D TV show variant. And normally, of course, they're like complete enemies. They try to kill each other at every waking moment. It's very brutal. Not a lot of it gets through with Jim Davis's original art style, but mostly because of that is the cartoon industry not really being... It's like very constrictive on the formats that you're allowed for comics. So he wanted to go for a more dramatic style, but they didn't allow him to. That's also a lie. That's, yeah. If you don't get it, I've just been lying this whole time, so yeah. I hope you liked 40 minutes of that.
I feel like I got my
How did he
there.
even... He hit the side of that with a pie, and you can't throw a pie that high because they travel the ground like that. The AI cheat in this game, and they've been cheating harder than they... Oh, this is an unintentional skip. That's why I can't lose this level as well. I'm gonna hope I don't fall out of bounds here. If you go off that ramp really weird, you can end up sideways and just fall through the ground. This game is excellently programmed. There's a pirate ship on the left. I don't know why. There's not, honestly, a whole lot to go on in this level, so I guess I can just lie a little bit more about Garfield lore. But the reason that there's so many... You may have also noticed that a lot of these sphinxes and stuff were actually themed off of Garfield. Rather than being like a normal sphinx, it's like a Garfield sphinx. I think because he's a cat, he's in that universe worshipped more or less as a deity in Egypt. I have a few Egyptian friends at San Jose State, and none of them know any of this. So I'm assuming that this just is not true to the real world. So the original 1970-something cartoon, that's the real one that Jim Davis modeled off of real life. Fun fact, Garfield was named after Jim Davis's father or grandfather or something. Garfield Davis. That's true. That is true. I expected to bounce off that. So these pegs normally have these pegs normally have hit detection, but this game has been treating me really strange recently.
Maybe it's all the blind.
I just hit a lasagna and I didn't spin out. I'm just not gonna question it anymore and assume that I have transcended. That's why I feel like I'm passing out at like every waking moment. Like every turn I take is just kind of dizzying to me at this moment. Also, don't know if you've noticed the 6 speed tech that goes on every single time I drift. If you're familiar with snaking in Mario Kart games, where you kind of like skillfully maneuver yourself left and right to make sure that you get your drift as fast as possible, this is basically that on steroids, because I more or less just wiggle the stick and it works. It works sometimes it doesn't work. The game decides, ultimately. Jim Davis works in mysterious ways. And this is going to be time when I finish this right here. I'm coming really close to it. I'm almost there. Time. Thank you. We're through. Oh, man. If I have time to show 2 things off extremely quickly, assuming the game doesn't crash here, which the game also back behind us. At least they hide it behind it this time, but you can still see the victory box. It's really good. But 2 things I want to really quickly show off. One of them of the game, and the other one, never mind, the game has crashed. Every time you beat a cup, there's a chance the game will soft lock like this. So yeah, I guess I'm not going to show anything off.
You have a choice. You have a moral choice right now.
No, I think we've used up enough time. There we go. This has been Garfield Kart. It looks like we did not, unfortunately, receive any donations during this time, so I will not be consuming this on stream. Come on, people. This is a real tragedy in speedrunning, in all honesty. This is going to be the dramatic event that happens in Californiathon, trust me.
All right, just find a Zelda run and show up in the background with that.
I don't want to get anything on this suit, though. This was difficult to attain. We're at an anime convention. I'm going to be walking around like this. I'm so... Yeah, I'm Alt F4ing this.
Garfield is anime, right?
Garfield is actually one of the best animes.
Yeah, there's a good game right there under Garfield.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Snowfats, for that engaging run of Garfield Kart.
Spelled with a K.
Yeah, with a K. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. Coming up is Tesla Grad by Frozen Truly. Trolley. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick setup block, and then we'll be right back.